Myself, Mrs. Devki Shetty, and I am associated with Dr. Uday Shah, who is doing a research work on spiritual science, and we are together working with our team for the last 9 years. So I am greatly obliged to Dr. Uday Shah for giving his valuable knowledge, which we are practicing daily and doing it practically. Okay, so today is my topic of mind energy. Before starting the topic, I would like to show you a short story. When God first created man, He thought of giving some power to him, some power so that man will use it for the benefit of the mankind and benefit of the universe, for upliftment of the universe. So God was thinking of where to give that power to man, how to give it. So what He did, He thought for a while and then He decided to hide it somewhere, the power. So when it is required, that time only the man will get that power, otherwise no. So first he thought of hiding it in the peak of the mountain. God thought He will hide it in the peak of the mountain where nobody can go. Only the person who is genuine can go and search it and then use it for the benefit of mankind and for the upliftment of the universe. But then the other gods objected. The other gods said ki no, if once man will come to know ki there is some power, all will go. Anyhow the man will go and search it and come. So everyone will get that power. So that idea was rejected. Second thing was, God thought He will hide it in the depth of the ocean. Again this idea was rejected because other gods said ki if man will come to know, he will go deep down the ocean also and find the power and misuse it. Again the third idea was to hide it in the dense forest, so that with the fear of the animals, wild animals, man will not go there. But this idea was also cancelled. Then at last God thought the best place, finally decided to keep it in the human mind, because He was knowing that man, human being, will never search for power in himself. Is it right?
Yes, right.
Right? We also do the same thing. Yes or no?
Yes.
We don't find the energy inside ourselves.
That is a Marathi mein it is called Kakhet Kalsa Gavala Valsa.
Yeah, right. So that is the thing. So the message of the story is loud and clear. Ki infinite power lies hidden in the human mind and he can get it for the asking. Nothing is impossible to him. But the pity is that he does not believe in the fact that he has unlimited energy within him which he can tap at his will. We have unlimited power in ourselves. With the help of the universe power and our body power and our mind power, we can do anything with our own will, but we don't do that. Now what is mind energy? Mind energy is the power of conscious, subconscious and superconscious mind. It is the science of which type of energy you are using and practicing in your day-to-day life. Whether you are using the positive energy or your negative energy. If you are using positive energy, you will be positive in all the areas, all the work. If you are using negative energy, then naturally you will get all negative only surrounding you. Now what is mind energy? It's me. Energy whichever is generated by me. Energy generated by my own mind. Energy generated by my own thoughts. What thoughts I am taking inside myself. Energy generated by my emotions, whether they are good emotions or bad emotions. Energy generated by my actions. What actions I am doing for the work which I am doing in my day-to-day life. Energy generated by my visualization, what I am seeing in my day-to-day life, in my surroundings. Energy generated by my imaginations, whatever I am doing, whatever I am working on, what imaginations I am creating in my mind. And the most important thing is energy generated by the food and diet. What type of food you eat and at what time, this depends majorly on our mind effect. Whatever mind effect we get on our body, positively or negatively, that is major is on our food and on our diet. Now actually what we are, whatever we think, now the before slide which I showed you, whatever you think in the emotion way, action way, that is the body we are actually. But our real body is in the soul level. Soul level, our body, our conscious, our mind level, all is in our soul body. Negative is always inside us. How we light it? Now suppose I darken this room, what will we do first thing?
Put on the light.
Yeah, we'll switch on the light. The same thing is in our body also. If more negative is created inside our body, then what we have to do first? We have to light our own body first. We have to light the own positive energy inside us. So everything in the world was created twice or is created twice. Once in the mind and second in the outer world. Here I would like to give you an example of McDonald's. Everyone know McDonald's, burgers and pizzas and all. So he has around about 30,000 franchises around the world. When he was a successful man, he was asked, how you came to this step, what was your dream? He said, I didn't dream. Once I was sitting in a garden, in a bench, I didn't have a penny in my pocket. But then I closed my eyes and I thus created the chain of shops of McDonald's in my mind. And for that I worked on it and I created my own willpower. And today you will see in each and every McDonald's shop, a bench is kept and a person is sitting on it. That is Mr. McDonald. He has kept that because he had seen this dream in that situation, in the garden, where he was sitting on that chair. Now for what we work? We work for three things: to get food, to get good living, to get good clothes, roti, kapda, makan. But do we have peace of mind after getting all that? I'm asking you all. Do we get peace of mind? Why don't we get it?
We want more.
Yeah. The reason is there is a threat is posed by it, that is three things. External attraction. External attraction means today I'll wish for a flat, 1 BHK. After getting that, my desire is not fulfilled. Again I'll wish for 2 BHK. Again I'll wish for 3 BHK. So it will go on. It's a never-ending desire. So when we are attracting the outer world, that time our mind is affected by 50%. 50% negative thoughts are affected in the mind. Understood? The second thing is soaring ambitions. Now, what is my limitation? How can I get it? According to that, if I do a wish list or a goal chart, I will achieve it. But if I go and compare with others, he has got that much, I should also get this much. My ambition is this much. Just because he is a doctor, I also want to become a doctor. My ambition is, then that will also affect my mind. So that effect is round about 30%. And the third thing is inner sanskara. Inner sanskara is that which we get from our family life, from the childhood, from our neighbors, from our friend circles, from our relatives. And some come from the karmic issues, hereditary. Some issues come in the hereditary way, in a karmic form, So this affects 20% of our mind. So around about 100% is affected. So where we will get peace of mind? We will not get, no? So that's why we say that mind has certain frequencies. The first frequency is beta level frequency. This works around about 12 to 18 kilohertz frequency. This frequency is just now what we are doing now. About 90% of people, always they are in the beta frequency. Every now and then the thoughts are coming and going, coming and going, coming and going. The second stage is alpha frequency. This is from 8 to 12 hertz. Here you are in a meditation position. Why we tell you to go to meditation? Because your mind is tranquilized. It comes to a certain normal state where you can grasp the positive thing easily. Then comes the theta level. This is from 4 to 8 hertz. Here this is just before sleep and just after waking up. This level. And the last one is delta level. This is from 0 to 4 hertz. So if you can make your mind work in the alpha level, then more positive energy you will gain. But if your mind is working always in the beta level, then your negative energies will always be higher compared to your positive energies. Understood? Now this mostly all of you must be knowing. There are three types of mind: conscious 18%, subconscious 80%, and superconscious 2%. Now there is two types of brain, right side and left side of the brain. Right side of the brain is emotional part of the brain, which we find in children, in native people, in less educated people, females, which is more active, and many times they are very superstitious. And left side is always logical part of brain. This is found in males, adults, educated and city people. This is more active. Many times they are stubborn. Nowadays you can find this type of brain in the young generations. They are very stubborn. They are not ready to follow the customs. They are not ready to follow whatever the elders are saying. Our generation was something different. We always followed the elders. We always followed the hereditary rules and everything. Why is mind energy so important? See, everybody has the same structural system. Anatomically and structurally, we are all same. Whether it is Amitabh Bachchan, whether it is Shah Rukh Khan, whether it is Dhirubhai Ambani, or whether we are all same in the structure. Where the difference comes? The difference comes in the mind only. The way of thinking, the way you take the thoughts, the way you take the emotions, the way you eat your food. These all create your energies, positive energies and negative energies. So if you learn to control your mind, to control the mind in a proper way, then everything is possible. You can also become Amitabh Bachchan, I can also become Dhirubhai Ambani. Nothing is impossible, because the word impossible only says I am possible. Is it right? Everything is possible. Why? Because the energy is inside us only and surrounding us in the universe. But how to take it and how to use it, we don't know. So there are certain techniques in mind energy which we teach you, and we make you to gain that energy power, to fulfill your wishes, to fulfill your goals. Science has proved that 90% of disease is occurred due to mental disorder. Because of mind, many diseases occur due to only negative thoughts. This all may be knowing. How much we take negative inside, that much negative we create inside our body. And each negativity is affected with each organ, because each organ is connected with a nerve in the brain. So when you take negative thoughts in your brain, the nerves which are weak or which are blocked, it will be more blocked, and then that nerves connecting that organ, it will affect that organ. Understood? So we should not be, the body is always the slave of mind. This should not happen. We should not make our body the slave of the mind. Because if you allow your mind to play with your body, it will always play with your body, and you will get all the wrong results. Don't allow your mind to play with your body. Your body should play with your mind. That time you will get the right results. Because mind is software of brain, and mind can be reprogrammed any time and how much time you want. As much time as you want. Now mind and body, how they are? Mind and body is made up of certain systems. Systems are made up of certain organs. Organs are made of tissues. Tissues from cells, and cells go to DNA and RNA level. That is nucleus and chromosome levels, which is the site of information. There it is fed with mind energy. This is where the mind energy works in all this part. And then your bones, your muscle, nerves, vessel, glands, hormones and lymphatic system, they all are affected with that energy, whichever energy you are taking in. Who can change the mind? Now the question is, who can change the mind? We ourselves can change our own mind. Nobody will come. Even God doesn't interfere in our problems. He says, you have created the problem, you only have to solve it. But He shows us the path. To choose the path is in our hands. So what are the techniques? Meditation can change the mind. We can change the mind by removing the negative thoughts. Positive affirmations can change the mind. Self-realization can change the mind, and then yoga, reiki, religious kriya, spiritual procedures can change the mind. And also reprogramming the mind will change the physical activities. Now daily 60,000 thoughts they come in our mind, of which 90% are negative. That means 54,000 thoughts are always negative. So you can just imagine how much negative we are creating in the mind and how much that is affecting our own body. See, we have all the power. You can become all you can be. To do the best of every moment, survival of the best. This means when you start using your time in the right way, in the way which you are happy, in the way which you are satisfied, whatever you do, no, you must be satisfied. Don't go to see the outer world, don't go to see the other person. See your inside voice, what it is saying. If it is saying it's right for you, do that work. You'll be happy. And when you are happy, when you are doing something good to others, naturally that will be the best of your moment. And it will be best for you for the survival also. You should always be in the zero frequency. Zero frequency means you should be neutral. You should not be angry if anyone will shout you. You should not get very happy also if someone praises you. Always be in the neutral level. To come to this level, you have to go to meditation techniques. This is not so easy. You have to follow certain techniques, certain courses and all that. Then you can come to that stage. Sadhu sons and all, they went to that much stages and then they are now in a zero frequency level. Because mind, play with your mind or the mind will play with you. And the biggest challenge is we should be ready to change. Here the problem comes. We are not ready to change ourselves. We go to change others, but we don't change ourselves. We think we are right, the others are wrong. But it is vice versa. Actually, we are only wrong. That's why we are attracting the same persons who are wrong to us. Understood? So how we live? Actually, 90% of the people, they live with Logo ka niyam. What do you mean by this? 90% of people, they live according to Logo ka niyam.
According to what other people say.
Katputli.
Right. We live for the society, we live for the world, but we are not living for ourselves. Society mein when we live, we see, if you do like that, what society will say, what relatives will say, what our parents will say, what friends will say. Why? When you are getting happy in doing something, why you are not doing it? Why you don't do it? Do it. When you will do it, automatically you will get that satisfaction, you will feel happy and your energy level will be increased. If you go on doing to satisfy others, your energy level will automatically get down. Because you are satisfying others, you are not satisfying yourself. So how will you get energy? This is the major problem. Even if you want to dress in some way, you will always think, oh kya bolega, this people will say that, they will laugh at me, they will tease me and all that. Let them do, no, you are happy with your dress. That will create the inner energy inside you. The real thing is living with nature. Means when you start living with yourself and with the nature, you will always will be happy. Because birth and death comes only once. But the way of living and how to live is in your hands. Right? If you learn that technique of how to live, then you will always be happy. Now this is pyramid of mastery. There are 7 areas of constant growth for an extraordinary life. If you want an extraordinary life with a constant growth, you have to follow these 7 steps. The first step is physical body. Always keep your physical body fit and healthy. If you are not fit and healthy, then how you will get energy? How you will create something in your mind, creativity? This will not come to you. Second thing is emotions and meaning. Always learn to control your emotions. We suddenly get angry, we suddenly cry, we suddenly shout. Why? Because we don't know how to control our own emotions. Why? First see why your emotions are coming out in that. What's the meaning of it? Why are you shouting? What's the meaning of that shouting? You try to ask your own question inside yourself. That time you get your own answer and you start changing yourself the own way. No need of asking others how to change ourselves. The third thing is relationship. Don't fall into false relationship. Just because you want to show off to the society, we keep the relationship intact. But inside we have another feeling for each other. We don't have love. We only hate each other. So don't keep that type of relationship. Understood? Third is time, which is very lacking in our Indian listening because we don't give importance to time. Time is very important because today the time is there, it will not be there tomorrow. So whatever you can do in each and every moment, do it. Whatever you can do for yourself, for the society, for the people, do it. Let it be in any way, cash or in your this thing, any way you can help the society, help the people. The fifth thing is work, career and mission. Whatever work you are doing, whatever career you are doing or whatever mission you are following, give it 100%. Don't do it a haphazardly way. Just because they are telling this mission is good or this work is good, I am also doing it, I am also entering it. It's not that way. You should be satisfied and you should give 100% of it. Then your mind will be always in this thing, powerful energy way. The sixth one is finances. This is also very important. You should know how to manage your own finance. The major drawback is here. When people get money, they don't know to use it in the right way. Suddenly if you do something and you get money, you use it in the wrong way or you lavishly use it. Then again you get that tension. Arey, mere paas itna paisa hai, now nothing is there. Right? So you should learn to manage your own finances also. For the future also, for the present also. Both. And the last is spiritual sense. This is also very important. You must gain spiritual knowledge. You must gain to know how to gain awareness, how to come to the conscious level. Understood the 7 steps? Now mind and energy should work parallelly. Why? Because to develop energy we must use spirituality, and to develop mind we must use knowledge. If you have only energy and no knowledge, then what's the use of it? You can't use it anymore. Otherwise, if you have lots of knowledge and you have no energy in your body, how you will use it? So it should work in the parallel way. Both should be equal, with equal energy. See, emotions means what? Emotion is energy in motion. The meaning of emotions, which I said, the major drawback is the emotional problem, where our mind is affected suddenly and to a high level. So emotion is in energy motion, and this is broken by ego. Ego of whose? Of our own self. Ego means what? Ego means energy pool. You are removing your own energy. You are deleting your own energy. So that there are different types of energies which we can use, and in a proper way. Those energies are mind energy, body energy, soul energy, chakra energy, aura, and the most important one is the emotional energy, which I told you before. So if you learn to control all this energy in a proper way, you'll always be in a happy state and you'll get your peace of mind. How to get it? That is in our techniques. We teach you certain techniques in mind energy courses, where we'll teach you how to create that energy and how to get that peace of mind. Now, you should also have an hunger for knowledge, because money can be stolen. How much you earn money, it can be stolen or it can be used in the wrong way. Your health also can be disturbed or it will be deteriorated after certain age. But whatever you gain knowledge, that will not be disturbed nor be stolen. Why? Because it is your knowledge. You have gained it. So, and Benjamin Franklin, he rightly said that an investment in knowledge will pay you the best interest. Understood? So to be happy and achieve your goal You should always learn, you should always gain knowledge, you should always laugh, you should always sing and dance. Because God says you pray and ask what you want, but I give you what I want. So why not ask what God wants so that we get what we want? If you want to read it again, because this is a very interesting sentence. The meaning of surrender. We always hear that you should surrender, you should surrender. What is the meaning of surrender? Surrender to God, surrender to nature. Means what? Surrender to God means leave it on God. You do your work. Just go on doing the work from which you are happy. From the work of your work, the society is benefited, the universe is benefited. Do that type of works. Understood? And be surrendered to God. So God will give you the results. He will give you the best results, whichever is necessary for you. God always gives us the best, but we don't know how to take it and how to make the use of it. You are today where your thoughts have brought you, and you will be tomorrow where your thoughts will take you. This was said by James Allen. Understood? When you learn the mind energy techniques and you practice on it, you will be tomorrow where your thoughts will take you. Understood? Now here I am giving you a challenge of 30 days. Now this is what we teach certain techniques in mind energy courses. Our basic technique is of 7 to 8 steps, where we teach you another different types of techniques and we give you a challenge of 30 days. And you have to practice it sincerely. And after practicing, we ask you only what you have got the results. And our advanced course consists of 24 techniques, and that is also a challenge of 30 days only. Either you do basic course or advanced course, whichever it is. We give you a challenge of 30 days so that you can practice for that 30 days continuously, and you can tell your own result to us after 30 days. This is our technique in mind energy course. So thank you all.
Thank you.
My name is Devki Shetty. And our group's email ID is Sai Event. And I thank Dr. Uday Shah and thank you all also.
Thank you.